Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday. Let me pause that there. Thursday, February 11th, 2021. I'm not even fucking with you. My brain almost said 2019. I don't know why. Maybe it wants to go back to 2019. Oh no, your mic is on. You're good. Your mic, okay. Oh, maybe he can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I could hear you before you unplugged your mic. Now I'm reading your lips. Sick fade you got, bro. I don't know what the fuck you just did, but now I can't hear you. Sorry, Jeff will figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Technical Alpha podcast. Oh my goodness gracious, it just wouldn't be Technical Alpha without a little extra technical added onto it. It's Thursday, February the 11th, 2021. Got another great show lined up for you today. Fair amount of news, actually, this week to go through. And so we'll do our best to tackle all of that news. Can you hear, or is your mic not going to work now? It was working perfectly fine. If you can hear me in Discord, change the input to another input and then switch it back. Sometimes Discord gets a little funky. Clap, clap your hands. Clap your hands. I don't know what happened. But it's completely muted. Not a thing. Nope. No. No. Just to give you an idea, this is just basically me watching Jeff mouth, "Can you hear me now?" Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know why it suddenly decided to stop working just after you unplugged it and plugged it back in. No, the sound that you guys would have heard just before on the stream anyway, not on the RSS here, but on the stream, it would have been Jeff was just sitting down to his desk because I hadn't muted him on Discord. His mic's hot, and so you would have heard him just bumping something on his desk. That's all it was. He just unplugged it before looking at chat. I don't know if he saw Shady's remark and thought that his mic was messed up or something, but it is now for some reason. Oh, hey. So, Adam, what do you got for us this week? Well, Adam, great news. I've got all sorts of video game and movie and TV related stuff to talk about. And if you're lucky to stick around, there might even be somewhere between 3 and 5 penis related analogies. Now, not all of them are going to come from me. Only some of them. Me? No, you. Only some of them are coming from you. Not all me. Some of them have to come from you. Jeff will have some, but sometimes we have to carry the ship. Like right now, I'm talking to myself. And that's probably mildly entertaining for those watching this on the stream and on YouTube. But unfortunately, for those of you on the RSS feeds right now, you're figuring out whether or not you want to continue to listen to me talk to myself and just envision in your mind the complete fuckery happening on the live stream in YouTube. Or just go on over to YouTube and watch the fuckery there yourself. Or just skip ahead if you're in the car at work. I don't know how long this is going to be, but this is such a gong show at this point. I'm going to keep it in. My best guess right now is that Mr. Black is completely restarting his computer. If I had to guess. His microphone was working fine. He is now saying fucking Windows update. All right, well, you know, that'll do it. Well, I guess while we're waiting for Mr. Black, I'll tell you about my week. It wasn't a very exciting week. I played a fair amount of Call of Duty Warzone. And the only reason I'm still doing that is because I'm in between doing any amount of review work. And, unfortunately, the list of multiplayer games that I can play with my community is short, or at least those that I would ever bother to play. It's still riddled with cheaters. I know they said they're getting rid of them, but it's still riddled with cheaters. And otherwise, sprinkle some Genshin Impact on top to get my anime memes in. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a meme as fast as you can. You ever wanted to just, like... What was that sound? Did I just hear Jeff's USB plugging in sound?
Oh.
Oh! Oh!
There we go.
Oh!
Getting close.
I'm hearing Jeff in the background. Oh, you're looking so good today. Oh, yeah, I hear you now. I'm just talking to myself right now. I'm going to give myself the finger because I don't have that much of an opportunity to do that.
Input.
Feel free to join the video whenever you're set up. Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So just give me a sec.
Okay, well, we're 50% of the way. We're 50% of the way there. So
if you can hear me,
yeah,
if you can hear me,
yeah.
You know what? Fuck my computer.
What's that?
A Windows update that I did before I fucking
you
booted
can't
up everything.
Possibly do a Windows update.
Different. My taskbar looks like it's a different color and shit now. Everything's fucked. It's fucked. And this happens every godforsaken time. Input. I just need to make it so that I can fucking hear you. And I'm checking my output devices. It's connected to my Apollo.
Uh-huh.
So...
One sec. Hold on. Let me...
Test.
Let me just restart this call. What about now? No? I'm going to rejoin the call again here. This is going to happen. Technical Alpha is going to happen. Look, we're only a few minutes in. Don't give up hope yet. If you're still driving on the way to work right now, I hope you guys are enjoying traffic. And it's going as smoothly as humanly possible. What about now? Nope. Great. Spectacular. I'm not even sure if I can hear him anymore at this point. So, Adam. Yes, Adam? Did you do anything else exciting this week? Not really. I ate a little bit too much Tim Hortons. I should probably cut back on that. You know, got the dad bod forming and I'm not even a father yet. Also have a tendency to have too many French vanillas And I really need to maybe consider putting away some of the Christmas stuff because Jeff Goldblum back there still has a Christmas hat on. Otherwise, M is on morning shifts, which means I've switched my entire sleeping schedule around again. And I can tell you that today, it hasn't been great for staying awake. That was my entire week. I have nothing left to talk about. It's my whole life. I haven't done anything. I'm still quarantining. All right, chat. Valentine's Day plans. Great. Let me tell you about my Valentine's Day plans, all right? It's going to involve picking up M from work after having taken M to work. She's going to work a 12-hour shift with some people at a psych ward. She's probably going to come home haggard and tired as hell. We're going to stop at Tim Hortons to get whatever she wants to make her feel better about that. And then when we get back, she's probably going to fall asleep inside of the first hour and a half after playing some Genshin Impact because she's addicted to that game like crack cocaine. And then that's going to be that. That's going to be the Valentine's Day. It's going to be super romantic and incredible. And then when she has an actual day off, at some point next week, maybe we'll actually do something for Valentine's Day, even though it's not Valentine's Day, like set foot outside the house for 5 minutes and enjoy the fact that we can have some fresh air. Maybe watch the sun rise as we stay inside and be degenerates watching Netflix until 6 o'clock in the morning. Now I can't even hear Jeff. If he's talking to me, I can't hear him. I don't even know where he went anymore. Quick! Do we have ads?
Should be able to hear me now.
Can I hear you now? I can. Can you hear me?
Just heard you.
Okay.
Turned on my ASIO bridge virtual cable, and now I don't hear you.
Okay. So the ASIO bridge cable is the problem then. Windows... What? Can you hear me?
Go back to my Discord audio settings.
Okay. All right. Magic.
It's the right output. You click on default instead. Dude. Every single time Windows does an update, it fucks all my audio settings. Every time without fail.
I am personally shocked that you did a Windows update 15 minutes before the podcast.
So fucking annoying, dude. It's super annoying.
That was a bold strategy, Cot. Let's see how it pays off for him.
The weird thing is, I can't play anything right now. Like, it's not even just Discord. I can't hear audio. Like when I go to play a music file, I don't hear anything. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can definitely hear you. Unfortunately, you can't hear me.
Speaker universal, it's the same thing. Playback. I don't know. I'm stumped. I'll turn it off and on.
The only thing I can think of is that the ASIO bridge, in all of that glorious spaghetti of software cabling is routing the output of the desktop audio to the wrong spot. And the problem is it's been about a year and a half to almost 2 years since I've seen that software layout on Jeff's computer. And so I can't do much there. Hey. Yeah, in case you were wondering what all the hand sounds were, it was me playing rock, paper, scissors with myself. Yes, even though it wouldn't help in this very specific situation, the Elgato Wave products. Yeah, Elgato get one. Perhaps with the Elgato Wave 3 with the USB plug-in and the output on that, the monitoring, possibly you could maybe, I don't know, I don't even know if it's possible, I'm just spitballing here, you could route the audio of the desktop to the, I don't know. I'm about to have to solo this podcast. Because I've got 2 hours before I have to go pick up him. I'm seeing the Windows update appear on my streaming PC's taskbar as we speak. It's happening. I'm not going to use it. But it's there. And now I'm interested. Hold on. Let me just, I'm going to have like a warning at the beginning of the RSS feed for this. Just be like, skip to timestamp. Nope, it's not on, it is not on the gaming PC. It is simply on the streaming PC. Maybe I should update too. I'm going to pass on that one. I have a very simple rule. If I desperately need to be live for any reason, the last thing I do is update Windows. As you can see, one of these two webcams, I've actually changed all the settings on to make it look like I'm not in a fish tank. The other one is the one Jeff has to look at. Oh, Jeff can hear me now. All right. Okay, it's progress. Jeff is now in chat. Okay. He is now going to turn on his audio splitter. And we're gonna see what happens. The moment he did that, he can no longer hear me.
You can hear me now, correct? Thumbs up if you can. Yes. Problem is, the moment I turn on ASIO Bridge, it just completely cuts out all of my Windows sound. If I go to play a music track right now, I hear nothing. It won't even play.
Huh.
It's fucking bizarre. And in order for you to hear me through my microphone, I have to have this ASIO Bridge turned on.
Huh.
That's where I'm at right now. And it's never done this before, which is a massive problem because I need my microphone.
Yes. Yes.
And I also need Windows sound.
Yes.
It would help.
You need both of those things.
Dude, it's been sitting on this Windows update for 2 weeks, and for whatever fucking reason, it just randomly updated itself today. I don't know why.
Because you can. Oh, I know you can't hear me right now, but yeah.
Every day, and for whatever reason, the bitch fucking did its own thing today, and it fucked everything up.
Well, um, I'm trying to think of what the solution to this is.
Let me try a few things. Sorry, guys, I'm trying. Reset output ASIO, reset input. Oh, this is fucking awful.
Guys, I am not about to set up OBS Ninja on the fly in the midst of a podcast to try and set up Jeff via phone call or phone Discord. If we're super desperate, I will just call Jeff's phone and he can hear me over the phone, and then he can talk on his mic on the desktop so that it gets recorded for the stream so that it can be sent to the RSS feeds. I'm not going to sit here and set up. Do you get it? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Ah!
You know what it was?
What?
It was my audio device managers.
Okay.
It reset my
Your default communication devices?
No, it wasn't that. Dude, if it was that simple, I would have done this fucking 20 minutes ago. I tried that. What it did is it went under my advanced settings and changed the bit rate from 44,100 hertz to 48,000.
Okay.
Sorry, 44,100 to 48,000.
Yeah.
And the hertz need to be matched in sync with the ASIO bridge hertz in order for the connection to go through. So every time I turned it on, it was delivering it, channeling it out at a different hertz than anyway. It just reset the hertz. As soon as I put it to the other thing, we started working again.
Amazing. That doesn't make any sense to me since the conversion between those two things shouldn't actually interfere, but it must be a gimmick with the software to convert the Thunderbolt over.
Well, it's a thing with the Apollo Twin. So like the Apollo Twin on Windows is not as easy to run as the Thunderbolt one. And so it's very, very finicky. Like the settings have to be like fucking absolute perfect to a T, or it just doesn't work.
Amazing.
It's just known for that.
Anyway. All right, well, turn on your camera anyway, so I'm not talking to myself.
Right. There you go.
There we go. We're good. Hey, fantastic. That's going to make for a hell of an intro video on YouTube.
Well, I mean, you can just cut it out.
Fuck, what do you think I am?
Well, we could just restart the stream.
That shit's going straight to YouTube. Like, I give a flying fuck. I will say in the top comment, skip to 29 minutes or 23 minutes, 27 seconds. I am not about to restart the whole thing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the most important question of the week. Mr. Black, how was your week?
Not as bad as last week.
It's not a high bar to set, but that's good to hear.
Yeah. So we got bottom unit will be in this triplex. Bottom unit will be done tonight. I'm going over there tonight after this podcast, and it will be completed. People are moving in on Monday, and then we're moving up to the second and third units to finish those. So everything should be done the next few days. Very, very it's just small connecting stuff now. Hooking up a dishwasher, doing some caulking. That's hooking up washer dryer. That's
well, Jeff, this Sunday is Valentine's Day, and I don't know about you, but everyone's going to be doing a little bit of caulking.
A little bit.
a little bit of caulking. So that was pretty much it. That and then 3.0 happened within the last week.
Yeah, 3.0 happened. So yeah, I've been grinding out that as much as I can. Probably won't be able to get crazy until this is done. Going through insurances and stuff with the flood. Got the insurance money. So had restoration companies in there today. So all that process has started, and that's pretty much it, man. Same old same. Just busy as fuck. Busy
Amazing.
as never been so busy in my life. Like legit.
Well, hey, you got time for a haircut in.
Yeah, I made time today. So
There
I just
you go.
said, you know what? I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of feeling like complete and utter bum. So I got a little cut.
So you'll feel not like a bum for at least about 14 days, but then by then the beard will be back. The
It'll
hair,
be all back.
It'll be, yeah, that's the dream. I already went over my week. I played patty cake with myself, rock, paper, scissors, and may or may not have motioned that I was scissoring myself at the same time with dual webcams while we were waiting for that setup. So I've got nothing else that I need to add for this week other than to say I played some Warzone. That's it. It's exciting as my week was. And so now it's time to talk about news, Jeff. Oh, well, I shouldn't. I started my taxes, and fuck taxes. I hate taxes.
Huh.
I just hate doing it. Even though it's not, I don't have anything like super complicated, no like wild fuckery that I need to worry about. So like no more than like standard, you know, self-employed, whatever the fuck. It's nothing wild and crazy. It's just annoying. It's just bothersome. I don't want to do it, especially since I have it for myself that I also keep track of all my personal expenses as well and break it out into categories to like see where all my money's going in the year. And so I only got about 3 months into 2020. Normally I would do all of that at the end of each month. I'd go back through all of my expenses on credit cards and whatever else and file it all into different categories and get it all sorted out, whether it's business expense or personal, etc. And then the Rona hit and I just stopped fucking caring. I didn't feel like doing that at all. So now I'm playing catch up and paying the price on the other end. And then otherwise, yeah, no, not a very thrilling week. But we do have a fair amount of news to get through, not a lot of time to get through it, so let's hop right in, shall we? First up, as it turns out, Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4, Jeff, totally not going to happen in 2021. That's official from Blizzard. And by Blizzard, I mean it's official from Bobby Kotick's mouth. Bobby came out and said, hey, if you were wondering whether or not this is going to happen this year, the answer's no.
It ain't.
So good luck next year. What is coming out this year, though, apparently, unless, of course, it gets pushed, although, given how long they waited to announce the release date, it's less likely. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which went over big with the gameplay footage and everything that they showed with that at the various events here in the last year, is getting its release date for June 11th. It's coming up.
Okay.
A June release slot. So just on the other side of the spring season, which has become traditionally more and more busy in gaming as everyone shifts out of the November slot into like the spring slot, and now people are like, fuck that, get me June. So that's where we got it. So Ratchet & Clank, if you've been looking forward to it, and it does look like the first real next-gen banger for the PS5. It visually looked ridiculous in the in that gameplay footage. So that'll definitely be one if you're interested in getting your first maybe. It sounds so gimmicky, true next gen experience on the PS5 anyway. That's probably going to be your first one. As well, in case you were wondering, this is all like Activision related. Oh, some of it's Activision related stuff, more of it. Bobby Kotick saying, "Hey guys." In their investors meeting, of course, they're meeting up, everyone telling everyone about the new year. More Call of Duty coming at the end of this year. Holiday.
Woo, baby.
Call of Duty.
Woo.
More of that coming this holiday season. Also, Bobby coming out and saying, hey, look, we know you guys like money, and you know that we know that we like making it, and we know that you like making it, and let's all make some money together. So what we're going to do is we're going to make as many experiences for World of Warcraft as possible, and we've got a number of ways in which we are going to cram that down people's throats in mobile form. So they have more than one, it's a few, I guess, projects in advanced stages of development, whatever that fucking means, for mobile. So Warcraft in various forms, making its way to mobile, and various forms in which Bobby can strip you and other people of your money to fund Warcraft addiction. Coming soon, apparently.
Yay.
There you go. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake that we talked about way back when that got announced has been pushed back to an undisclosed time. So we have no actual release date for it. It was just they came out and said, "Hey guys, development's been difficult here in the last calendar year, and the remake has been slower to go, and so we're not going to hit our original ideal release point, and so we're just going to push it back." And they didn't. I think they learned. I have in the patch notes here. It's nobody wants to be the next Cyberpunk 2077. So they're not even putting a date on it. They just said it's delayed.
Yeah.
It's not, we're going to delay it to this date so that if they miss that window, they're fucked, and then they're going to push it back again. None of that shit. It's just delayed for now. But not canceled, just delayed. I suspect that it's probably going to be late this year or into next year, I guess, at this point.
Next year, probably.
Yeah, more than likely. Many years. Oh, so this is a relatively hot topic that just came up. I think it was yesterday. So I didn't even remember this until I watched old footage that they showed off way back when. I mean, shit, this was like high school or so, like mid-high school. For me anyway. Would have been late high school for you, Jeff. So, many years after originally being canceled by Konami, who was the publisher that wanted to pick it up and publish it back in, like, I think it was like, 2007 or something like that. 6 Days in Fallujah, which is a game based on the real conflict during the Iraqi war that was/is laden with accusations of U.S. war crimes and other issues, is being released this year by a developer headed up by Destiny and Halo veterans. So they're not releasing the one from fucking 13 years ago, but they've resurrected the project in some way, shape, or form, and are looking to release that this year. Sergeant Eddie Garcia, who was not only in the battle, but or battles, I should say, for that matter, but also wounded during, originally proposed the game back in 2005. So it was his idea back in 2005 that kicked off that original game before Konami shut it down. And the reason why Konami shut it down was because they were getting apparently, and you have to think about the timeline. This was before social media was wild, right? So they were getting blown up, they said, with like an enormous amount of phone calls and letters, emails, what have you, about from people who were not happy with the fact that such a contentious part of the Iraqi war was going to be what they considered glorified in video game form. And sold, and a lot of the people that were complaining, or stating that they weren't happy with it were people that were family members of, like, soldiers that were lost, during that war, etc., etc. So, Konami looked at that and went, yeah, you know what? Maybe this ain't worth, whether we release it and people see that it's not necessarily glorifying, but they're hoping to give an idea of people of what it was like actually being there, etc., etc. Maybe we don't want to take on all of that risk, and so they canned it. So anyway, this Sergeant Eddie Garcia was the one who originally brought that up back then, and that was the game was originally based on. And then more than 100 Marines, soldiers, and Iraqi civilians have shared their stories to help shape the game. The hope is that the game helps get across the difficulties of that conflict, not just physically, of course, but morally and ethically as well. Now, I have my own notes here because I just wrote it down while I was watching the old development videos and stuff. I'm not 100% sure how I personally feel about this. And this is like almost verbatim what I have written down here, but if Call of Duty can do what they do, and if this really is attempting to be more sincere and true to reality, then perhaps it's a good thing in that regard. But it'll be impossible to tell until we have the game out and see how they're treating it. Are they really, how much of it is glorified and how much of it is, I think the thing a lot of people are probably concerned about is how much are they going to skirt around the war crimes that the U.S. were allegedly involved in during that conflict. Because, if it's like Call of Duty and some of those other games in the past, or movies, for example, like, when was America, like the last time, when was America the last time that, like, they had done something wrong where in a movie they just glazed right the fuck over at that point and just America, fuck yeah, coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah? It's rare, and so I think some people are concerned that for conflict like this one, that was so, in the eyes of many, blatantly the U.S. doing some bad shit, maybe making a game that glazes over that's bad. But again, we don't know until we have the game on our hands. But what's your feeling, not just necessarily on this specifically? I don't even know all of the inside. I mean, this was like, I mean, what was Fallujah was like, what, 2 to 4, I'm trying to remember, 2 to 4 years into the Iraqi war. Maybe it was like 2003. I'm like, I can't even remember all the details at this point, and I didn't have the time to refresh on that entire situation. That's a rabbit hole in 3/4 of Wikipedia pages and any other source you can get your hands on. So not just this specifically, but what is your take in general on video games taking specifically to war, and portraying those in games? Do you see it as a net positive, or do you see it as a like maybe it's too much in the way of desensitizing younger people to the realities of war because they don't always portray war as war really is, right? It's kind of like, aside from a handful of movies, war is not portrayed as war really is in the movies, for example. And even in the ones that are more accurate, you're never going to get the concept of being in war. So what's your take on gaming being, trying to enter that space from like an art perspective, from what we've seen thus far in gaming anyway?
I mean, for me, it doesn't, I really don't care. I mean, if they've got a story to tell, then tell the story. People are going to bitch and complain about everything these days. Yeah, I mean, I mean, let's be real, man. Like, I'm sure tons of countries have done some really fucking shady stuff in these wars. I mean, everybody's got dirty, dark secrets and dirty things that I don't even know if it's a secret, more so that, they just, a certain government probably is not a fan. I mean, you see what they do in China, right? It's the same thing they do in China. They try and censor things. They can go and make this game. In fact, I think in a time like now, I think it'd probably do better than what it would have been if they went and tried to release this back in 2005 or whenever it was.
It would have been probably closer to like 2000 and I don't know, fucking 7 or 8 if it started.
Yeah.
If he suggested in 2005, the earliest you would think would be like 09 or 08 or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's times are different. Like, people want to see these things. People want to see the truth or a version of whatever truth they want to try and to do. I mean, we're in a time where there's little to no censorship in terms of what you can see and what, on the internet and stuff like that. Like, sure, we're also in a culture that everybody wants to censor everybody out if it's not what they like. But I think especially in today's times, like, people want to see this stuff. People want to see the gritty stuff. And hey, listen, if it's a reality and it's a story that they want to tell, then go ahead and tell it. I'm not into this whole like, oh, well, is it too bad for the kids to see? Like, come on, man. It's a fucking video game and there's a rating on it. It's no different than the movies. If the movies can go out and do it, why can't the video games go? And the video games have gone out and done it. I mean, there's tons of video games out there that have Americans doing some really fucking shady stuff and doing some, like, especially in Call of Duty.
Well, Call of Duty, the mission No Russian, for example, that is like the most controversial mission of Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody gives a shit, right? Like, when I say nobody, I mean, like, collectively, like, Call of Duty is still pumping games out more than ever. So, go ahead and make your game, or don't be a bitch if you want. And go and make another game of killing Nazis.
In fairness, for clarification, so the developer wasn't the one that chose not to, like, Konami was the publisher, and they stepped away. The developer back then looked to try and sell the game to another publisher to put out, but when Konami publicly stepped down, they couldn't find somebody to take up the game originally and put it out. They eventually put out some... It wasn't the same game, but it was like a similar concept that they ended up getting out in like 2013. I can't remember the name of it now. But they never did get a publisher find a publisher, so it wasn't necessarily the developers. It was more of like they couldn't find a publisher that'd be willing to take on the
what game is
the
this?
risk. It's called 6 Days in Fallujah.
Yeah, I don't know. But it sounds like a dog shit game too. Like it just sounds like it's a big discussion over a game that's probably gonna get no shine at all. So, like, just make your fucking game.
Yeah, you know? I don't think... I don't... Right now, I don't... So I don't see nearly as much negative surrounding it now as you would have seen back then. And I think that's recency, too, right? So, like, back then, if this game was out in, like 08, 09, if that was originally going to be when it popped, or even 07... I mean, like, Iraq War is so fresh, like, it's no wonder there would be a lot of heat on the game then. You know, now you're a generation, basically, separated from the Iraq War beginning, and so I don't think there would be quite as much heat on it in that regard, so much as I think... And I don't think people are interested any more than to, at this point, from what I've seen briefly in the last 2 days anyway, most people just want to see, when the game comes out, they want to see how they're portraying it. Because they were marketing themselves as trying to be true to the reality of this battle and this conflict and the moral and ethical crazy shit. Still making it a video game because you don't want to, for example... have this thing where you die once and you're dead because that's war, and that's the way, war goes. You don't want to, you have to still make it a game. Yeah. But try and present that as a thing. And so, like, in terms of, like, historical context, I personally, I'm not against it. It's just like movies take historical battles and they put spins on shit for the sake of artistic license.
Well, I mean, listen, there's tons of shit that make America look bad in movies. There's tons. I could name, half a dozen movies that makes America, like slavery movies. Like, there's some fucking dark shit. And, there are some people that don't want, it's not even like they disagree that it happened. They just don't want to see the truth, right? They don't want to acknowledge the truth. And it can be painful, but I mean, at the same time, it's part of your history. It's like, it's what made you who you are today. And if they want to tell a story in a way, whether it's completely, factual or there's fiction in there, then go ahead and tell your story. It's art. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Tell them with your money. I don't want this.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll be intrigued as to, because to this point I didn't get to look in deep enough to see if it was a complete rebuild or like what they did. They brought in veterans from the Halo team and from the Destiny team, and so there is pedigree for first-person shooters on board of this thing. And I don't know, again, if it's a rebuild or what. So. We will see what eventually comes out. It's coming this year. I don't have a firm release date here. There might be one floating around. I don't have one here, but we'll see. We'll see when it comes out, and I'm sure one way or the other, it will be a spicy topic for the first few days it has landed. Just discussing it more because it's such a recent conflict, and because there's so much war crime shit tied up in that battle specifically that I'm sure it will catch some interesting conversation. Next up, we got the ESA, who have decided, and if you don't know who the ESA is, it's the Entertainment Software Association. They're the guys behind E3. They plan to go ahead with a digital E3 this year and have said that the ESA's intentions are to hold multiple 2-hour keynote sessions from game partners and an award show, a June 14th preview night, and other smaller streams from game publishers, influencers, and media partners. So it sounds like it's close to a full E3 showing as they can get within the confines of a digital kind of situation. So for anyone not on the show floor, E3 is not going to look demonstrably, different from what we would have experienced as viewers from home in the last couple of years previous to of course the pandemic. But other than, of course, if they, depending on who's doing it, it'll be like when PlayStation did their everything pre-recorded, and it was just the CEO or whatever standing on a stage in front of like 6 shadow head figures in the front, like nobody actually in a crowd. He's just like talking on stage. It'd be like that all over again, basically, is what I would expect. The only things that we don't know so far, or we do, I should say, so some of one or the other, the plans have yet to be approved by the ESA's members, so this isn't final yet. Jeff Keighley will not be involved again, but will be focusing on the Summer Games Fest, which it has more or less already kind of taken on a lot of the mantle from E3 in the first place. Like, it only took them one really hard, good run at the Summer Games Fest, and people were like, "Fucking E3, just give me this. I don't necessarily need E3." So they're gonna be we're gonna have like a first, little headbutting of Summer Games Fest versus the E3 week. I doubt they'll overlap, but it'll be fun to see, for example, what developers and publishers choose to show at which event, and exclusively, which one might get the first looks at certain things. Also, there's no details on signups yet as far as which businesses would be part of it, but it is reported that it's possibly a 6-figure entry fee for the program. This has been a bit of a problem with E3 in the last several years now, is that only the people with a freaking ton of money, or indie developers that just risk it as a marketing venture, could afford to go to the floor. If you're looking at a $100,000+ entry fee, and you are a 5-person indie developer making a game that actually has a fair amount of traction, but you don't have any money for it yet, the internet's talking about you, but you haven't sold any copies yet, spending north of $100,000 is a risky endeavor, and it's why you would have seen, Microsoft and Sony do what they did. Eventually, Microsoft was setting up in the building next to the E3 building and doing their presser there. Sony went external. Nintendo hasn't been part of E3 in I don't even know how long now. Dude,
E3's dead, man. E3. I think we've been doing this podcast for years, and I think every year it just gets more dead.
Is this like a nail in the coffin year? Is this E3's last attempt, last opportunity to try and maintain relevancy?
I think that there will always be an E3. I just think it's not what it was, or what it's gonna be a different version of E3. We're talking much smaller. It won't be known as like an E3 week anymore. And I think it'll just be, there'll be an event, and it'll probably feel a lot more corporate, smaller. And you're going to have Nintendo doing their own thing, Sony doing their own thing, Microsoft doing their own thing. And then you've got a bunch of, it might even turn into the more obscure things of the gaming industry that just won't make prime big time news. I mean, I don't know. It's either that or it'll just die. I think those are the two options.
I think that this year is probably their last chance at maintaining relevancy. It's just, if that's true and they're still charging 6 figures to get in, and it's a digital fucking event, it's not even like, you're not renting floor space, right? You're not renting banner room, floor space. You're not taking up a section of, a plaza. This is pure video content. And so you're just taking up a chunk of time. And E3 doesn't have to only happen across 3 days now. because it's not a physical event. You could run it's like summer game, like the summer game shit is like literally they line the shit up for like almost 2 months. E3 could easily run for 14 fucking days to get as many people in at a lower price point as possible. I'm not saying make it free, but $100,000+ buy-in fee? What the fuck?
I mean, shit, make it free.
Jeff Keighley might just do that. He might look at it and go, fuck it. Make it free. It might already be free.
Yeah, if you make it free. Here's the thing, man. Like, I think a lot of these companies are realizing we can pull in as the same or bigger numbers and not share the stage with other companies and do it on our own dime and not be compared on who's winning what. It's just like, hey, we have our own date. We do our own thing. For all you Xbox fans out there, all you Nintendo fans, or all you PlayStation fans, this is the day. We're not competing. We are competing, but we're not. It isn't this like who won E3. Yeah. It's like this is what you get. And they're also realizing with the power of Twitch. I mean, back when E3 was a thing, Twitch wasn't a thing. Like now you've got big Twitch watch parties where every major content creator sitting there rewatching whatever it is.
It'll be Twitch, there. It'll be YouTube, it'll be Facebook, it'll be on every fucking platform.
It'll be on everything.
Yeah.
So if Sony goes and does their own thing or Nintendo does their own thing, they're going to have just as much, if not more, and it's going to be dedicated to the fans that are interested in what they're doing, and they don't have all this extra added pressure. All this like, hey, you know, there's 3 dudes in a room, or in this case, 4 dudes in a room, and there's one chick, and the chick's like, who's got the bigger dick and who looks better? I'm going to take this guy at face value, right? But instead, you have your own you have your own room. You're the only dude in there, and she's got no choice but to pick you because, well, you're the only one dude in the room. I mean, and E3, you want to charge? It's like, you know what? Before, that might have been a business model that worked because they had leverage. They had eyes. They had an event. So, like, you know, paying that fee or whatever, it made sense. But now, I mean, fuck. You can have one famous Twitch streamer or even Twitch just broadcasting your thing, and you're going to have 1 million people watch your thing live on one platform. One.
It's so it's funny how quickly E3 became a rocky proposal for gaming companies and even people and even like convention goers. So like I can't remember what year it was now, but there was it was either 1 or 2 years where so E3 had reached like its peak of they had opened the show floor to players on, or like normal, you know, everyday folk that could buy their tickets or whatever to get certain levels of access, and there were still journalists going in and whatnot, but it was like 50,000 people going through the gates at E3, and it was just like Las Vegas, lights everywhere, fucking shit was going crazy, there were booth girls all over the place, titties hanging out, whatever you could do to get attention, you did it.
Yep.
And it was this. It got ballooned and ballooned and ballooned, and then eventually somebody said internally, you know what? We need to go back to what E3 was originally, which is just a convention. It was more like a business to business, like a B2B convention, not to consumers. And so they reverted it back to just being like meetings in hotel rooms for like a year or two. And I can't remember what year that was. I want to say it was like in like the 2010, 2011 maybe even a little bit later than that. I can't place it now. But they tried it and nobody gave a fuck anymore but E3, and they went, wait a minute, that was a bad idea. And then when they brought it back, it was like, you know what it was? It was like you and I, here's the analogy, there's no penises involved, but it was like you and I on YouTube, and we did our co-op stuff on the main channel first. And and every video had like 50, 60,000 views per like side. So your side would get 60,000, my view would get 60,000. We do a whole playthrough, it'd be like 1 million views total for like a playthrough. Then we start up Lag TV 2 because it was the hot shit to split out into multiple channels. We do that. The co-op stuff fucking dove off the face of the earth Immediately. Minecraft still had like the eyeballs, and then we went, wait a minute, this was a terrible idea, like a year, 2 years after we make that channel. And we go, and we're like, fuck the StarCraft people. We're gonna put our shit on the main channel. Fuck it. And we bring it back to the main channel. And it bombed again because nobody cared anymore. It was like 3,000 views a video. It was the same shit with E3. They had a formula that was winning. A couple people complained about wait times and lineups. They said, this ain't it. Fucking put them in a bunch of like hotel rooms and just have like 16 people in a room talking to like a CEO. Brought it back after that bombed, and nobody fucking cared anymore. And now here we are. Jeff Keighley's taken over the whole fucking like video game journalistic industry as far as the Game Awards go, and now he's got the Summer Games Fest, where he's got so many connections that they're just bypassing E3 and like, fuck your $100,000+ buy-in.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck all that corporate nonsense. We know that people at home still want to see a show, they still want to be involved, they still want to get informed, but we don't need to do this shit anymore. You fucked it. If they had stayed there the whole time, the illusion might have never been broke, like shattered. They might have still been locked into that, you get comfortable, everyone just does it, it's routine. But the moment you break that routine, people go, wait a minute, I didn't need that shit after all. And now you're fucked. Now they're trying to get back into relevancy. And so we'll wait and see. I think this year, in my opinion, will be the last attempt to maintain relevancy. And maybe it will end up being like you're saying, where it'll be a bit more obscure. And in that regard, I would assume then that it would try and go back to its roots of being just business to business all over again. They'll admit defeat.
Yep.
Take it, Jeff Keighley. We'll just do business to business shit. It might not even get videos online. It might just literally be private like it used to be.
Yep.
Fucking call it a day.
Yep.
But we'll wait and see. After 18 months or so, roughly at this point, of being back in the oven, trying to get baked in a good way, EA's higher-ups will, or have already, hard to say at this point, because unless news came out just during this first bit of the podcast, it hasn't happened yet, they will or have already gotten together in this week to discuss whether or not they will move forward with the rework or cancel Anthem altogether. So 18 months ago, you'll remember they decided after that launch that was just absolutely abysmal. Holy shit, that game was bad. And everyone shit all over from top to bottom. Every reviewer, every player was like, this ain't it. What the hell did you guys manage to cook up? This is not what we thought it was going to be. Okay, well, they took it off eventually. They gave up trying to do it live, and they said, we can't do it live anymore. It's time to put it back in the oven and see if we can make this work. We need to pull a No Man's Sky, Mr. Black. We need to pull a Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We need a miracle. We need a hero. And so we need to go back in and away from the public eye to make that happen. 18 months ago that happened. I can't even, that's so fucking long ago now since Anthem actually landed and they took it off the shelves. And now, EA is looking to see if they're even going to go ahead with it anymore, which should tell you, roughly, how well the project must be going 18 months later. Because I have a question for you, Mr. Black. When's the last time you and I talked about Anthem on this podcast?
When they pulled it off the shelf?
Pretty much. We haven't heard dick. There hasn't been a single whisper out of that project for over a year. Nothing. Yep. The only thing that we've gotten is that their, their executive producer, Christian Daly, was moved from the Anthem Next project over to Dragon Age 4. Otherwise, that's it. So the only conversation around it was basically that their executive producer left. So it wasn't even positive news. It was bad news. So I'm not even going to say two questions. One, if you are EA and you're making the decision if you're going to take this out back and old yeller it, or try and raise this to be some functioning member of video game society, what do you do with Anthem Next?
Dude, Anthem is dead, man. There is no next, bro. They knew this thing was dead the moment they took it down.
But they still put 18 months of work into it. So
I don't think they did, man.
No,
I think they put they put it down. They might have had a small little team of people trying to figure shit out. I think this has been their contingency plan the whole time. I think if they would have just flat out canceled the game and whatnot back then, it would have been a massive backlash or bigger than what it was. And I think this is another corporate thing where they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's just slowly kill it. Hey, listen, our intent is to make a better version of Anthem, but you know what? If the idea just doesn't, if things just aren't going great behind the scenes here for a little bit, fuck it, man. Just kill it. Just kill it. And that's what's been happening. It's been dying slowly. And now the fact that they're even contemplating if they're going to continue or not, it's dead. It's over. It's over. There is no like, what do they do? This is a conversation that doesn't even need to be had between us. It's dead. It's gone. It sucked. It died on arrival. They said sorry. They pulled it. They pretended to work on it for 18 months, and it's never coming back. Never. Never. The assets are dying with it. Nothing
you don't
is
even,
going
You don't even think they're going to try and reuse the assets?
It's super dead. It's super dead. It's gone. It ain't coming. It's got a chance. You know what? It's got about as big of a chance to succeed as Stadia does. That's where they're at.
Oh.
And I might actually think it's worse.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
It's probably worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in a weird way, Stadia could still work. It's over. How do you even sell copies of this game?
Man, I mean,
it's done.
Look, this is the way I see it is that the moment that Final Fantasy XIV had a Realm Reborn rework, where the original launch of 14 was so fucking categorically terrible, catastrophic, and then they handed it over to Yoshi P and the team, and he fucking resurrected that shit like a fucking god-tier necromancer and turned it into the second only to World of Warcraft Titan in the MMO space. I think that EA looked at that and said, you know what? Maybe we can also make that happen with Anthem. And, maybe they also looked at the No Man's Sky story. A team that was basically almost yeeted into the sun collectively by the entire gaming community, turned it around, and now it's almost exclusively positive thumbs up from everyone about, no, maybe they look at that and go, maybe we can catch some of that sunshine for Anthem Next. The problem is that these developers are juggling a lot of shit, and Anthem is not just the sole, love child of one developer. This is not like Sean and 10 fucking other people dumping their souls into No Man's Sky because it's their one and only shot. This is a developer that is like pulled in a million different directions for other EA projects. You can't expect that this game is going to be fucking salvageable like that. Cancel it. I'm not going to say get rid of the assets. That's a lot of money. Maybe find some obscure fucking way of using the assets again. Yeah, but yeah, get rid. This ain't it.
Gone.
The sunk cost memes happening right now with Anthem are very fucking real, and they need to pump the brakes on that one real quick. And so there you go, your Anthem news, the first time in 18 months. CD Projekt Red, speaking about pumping the brakes, CD Projekt Red, I think their brake lines are cut at this point. I don't think they've got any brakes. They're on the highway to hell, and there ain't nobody stopping them. It's I don't even know what they do anymore. So CD Projekt Red, in news that isn't necessarily directly Cyberpunk 2077 related, put out a much more legible, easier on the eyes notice that wasn't in all yellow on their main account to address that they had been the victims of a cyber attack, which is a roundabout way of saying, oh shit, we fucked up and got hacked. It was ransomware. They had their shit, their servers and everything frozen up for a time. And they also stole a absolute catastrophic amount of information, Jeff. I mean, they basically dumped the whole fucking kit and caboodle. So they got the source code for Cyberpunk 2077. They got the source code for The Witcher. They got I've got the list here.
They fucked them.
Yeah. Oh, their accounting, administration, legal, HR, and investor relations info. All that shit dumped. And they said, you're going to pay up or we're going to sell this on the dark web for probably a heinous amount of money. It's going to go to a Russian or Chinese company, almost guaranteed. And so pay up. And you know, Cyberpunk did like the classic, we don't negotiate with terrorists move and said no. And so guess what happened? It got sold. It got sold in an auction or off the auction. They had the auction up on the forum. They had a buy it now price. Like it was eBay for $7 million. I'm guessing that's what they were asking CD Projekt Red to pay up. $7 bills, the big M. And they posted up the auction. It started at $1 million with increments of $500,000 for this auction. And apparently they were off the forum contacted with what they described as satisfactory dollar amount and sold it to that party. So, if in the next 9 to 12 months we start seeing some really familiar looking shit crop up on Russian or Chinese video game markets, there's a good chance you know why. I mean that's like they basically had everything fucking dumped and they didn't go for it. So CD Projekt Red having a bad time. Now, the only positive, if there was a silver lining, Mr. Black, is that according to them, at least at the time of the writing of that notice, what they said, they're very careful with their wording when they said this. They said, to the best of their knowledge, at this time, no customer personal data was taken on any of their related platforms that they have. To the best of their knowledge, and at this time, very operative words and phrases in that sentence. We're not going to know until this leaked, whatever got bought, it shows up somewhere or shit goes down. So, yeah. Now, the thing is, I'm sure they actually got the data. The auction thing strikes me as a little fucking weird, though. They took a off-auction bid and just sold it immediately. So that only means one of two things. Three things. I have three scenarios. One, the main auction wasn't popping off like they were hoping for, and somebody offered it to them off forum, and they just said, hey, you know what? We're not going to get what we're hoping for over here, so let's just take this money instead. Option two is that CD Projekt Red low-key was the one that put in the offer off of the auction site and bought their shit back.
Could be.
In a 500 IQ fuck you maneuver.
Got it cheaper.
Got it at discount.
Got it at a discounted price. That'd be a gangsta move right there.
That's actually... Until
they find out and they go and re-steal everything.
Yeah. Or option three, is that, oh shit, did I forget my own option three? So this is, fuck. That's where my brain's at. I didn't sleep enough last night. Anyway. I think there's a good chance they just bought their own shit back at a discount.
Who knows?
Off
Who
on
knows?
the side.
At this point, it is what it is, right? I mean, it sucks. Like, nobody should have their shit hacked and fucking put in this position. It's awful, but...
I mean, so here's the shitty thing, right?
Nothing's going right for them.
No, like the HR and account, so there's going to be personal information of the employees and shit locked up in that.
Yeah.
That's the really shitty, I mean, the whole thing's shitty, but that's the really shitty thing. And, they did this under the pretenses, of apparently the whole idea of Cyberpunk being a shit show, right? And this is like a, fuck you, this is us dicking you for Cyberpunk. you got to understand is that you're not dicking the right people here, really. You're fucking over the people that built the game, but they were just doing their job. Nobody in the development house was like, yes, let's release this video game in its current state. That's a good idea. Nobody internally made that fucking call. In fact, everyone wanted a lot more time, as we talked about before. But, and even as the CEO said, it was on his shoulders and the shoulders of the other C-level employees that they decided the game was going to launch. So, you know, a misguided, you know, I'm sure, you know, they think, hey, we got them, but you're really just fucking over the people that don't deserve to be fucked over. So, yeah, kind of a fucking unfortunate situation. So hopefully, at the very least, no personal information got lost. Still a shitty situation, but at least hopefully the personal information is still safe. In news that would shock, much like there being CD Projekt Red news, in news that would shock nobody at this point, Mr. Bly. A former executive assistant at Riot Games is accusing Riot CEO Nicolas Laurent I'm guessing that's, I'm reading that like I was Canadian French, of creating a hostile work environment. Claims range from unwanted sexual advances to demeaning comments about their tone and femininity. Also claims she was slowly stripped of responsibilities at work before eventually being fired in July of last year for not accepting his advances. There's a couple more things outlined here, though, just quickly outline here because it adds a little bit more context. That if they were legit quotes is fucking wild. So in a January 7th filing, this is off of the Washington Post's article, O'Donnell alleges, so that's the lady here, alleges that Laurent invited her to travel with him and work from his home when his wife would not be there, and directed numerous sexual comments to her, including remarks about the fit of his underwear, which is oddly specific, and yet doesn't sound like something the guy wouldn't do at some point. Laurent also, Laurent asked O'Donnell whether she, quote, could handle him when they were alone at his house, end quote, according to the filing. According to the lawsuit, when O'Donnell refused, Laurent became angry and hostile, and O'Donnell's workplace responsibilities were limited, ultimately resulting in her termination. So we already know, for example, that Riot in the last couple of years, and we've talked about it on the podcast, has been not just alleged, but basically proven to have the bro culture thing going on there, right? They settled out of court, so you know there's some shit going on. They just paid up and said, fuck it, we don't want this to go into court because it's going to be even more public than it already is. We don't want to deal with that shit, so we'll just give them the money outside of court and then tell everyone that we're going to improve our internal, corporate culture and move forward with it. So if this, and we'll have to wait and see if they settle outside of court again. I don't fucking know. We're gonna find out. They're either gonna settle or they're gonna go to court. So one way or the other, we'll know. But it wouldn't shock me. I mean, at this point, there's been so many claims from men and women at Riot about this kind of stuff over the last, 3 or 4 years that here's two more scenarios. One, this is a legitimate thing, and honestly, it wouldn't be shocking if it was. Or two, and I'm not saying that this is my position, but if this seems to be like the two kind of main branching paths here, or two, because they've gotten hit with so much shit, if she was let go, maybe this is a malicious kind of retaliation and using what's already been settled for outside of court as a way to gain something for themselves. But I mean, that's an awful lot of legal fees and shit to take on as a risk to try and make that happen. And I don't know if I have an opinion one way or the other about it, but I do know this. I haven't seen, of all the stuff, I haven't seen a hell of a lot of people from Riot come out and talk positively about Riot is like the only indication that I get that maybe people are working there because they really do love the games, and they probably enjoy a lot of their coworkers. But I suspect that it is probably a business environment where the top of the company is less than fun to work with, and people just kind of put up with the shit a lot of the times is more than likely, given what we've already seen settled outside of court. So there you go. We'll wait and see what develops more out of that. I know Jeff is going to say that he doesn't have anything to say because there's nothing to say about it right now. there isn't.
I can't really add anything because it's just like
we have to wait and see what comes out of that.
What happens, right?
Yep.
And talking about these things is very, because you've got some people that are like, hey, if somebody says something, you have to believe them, and you have to basically convict this person without due trial and stuff. And then there's other people that you see what happened with Johnny Depp and some other stuff where it's like we should probably be careful how hard we jump. We should take the claims seriously, and not disregard them, but we should also allow the other side to have their due. So
absolutely.
I can't even if something, it's even if there's been some shady stuff that has gone on in a church, and somebody makes a claim or something like that, true or not, you can't just assume it's true no matter because of a history of things that may or may not have happened in the past.
No, you got to look into that shit.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're on high alert. We should really take this serious.
Yeah.
But people got to really watch. We've seen it before, right? I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate, but at the same time, you can never disregard these claims, and especially from, like you said, bro culture in workplaces and in the gaming world as well. Like we know firsthand. I mean, anybody that's even worked at a restaurant, I mean, the type of things that people say between each other, in 2021, that was probably even still today is being done on a regular basis. But I mean, fuck, when I was back there, I mean, shit, like, and today I'd have been canceled. You know what I mean? Like, just from like, just regular flirting when you're when you're in your late teens and your early 20s, and like fucking testosterone and estrogen is smacking all over the place, and
sometimes literally on break in between shifts.
Sometimes it's playful and both sides are engaging in it, but then somebody has a bad experience, and then they want to spin things like they weren't engaging in this as well. And it's just like, it's a very,
and sometimes it's legitimately malicious, and
sometimes it's absolutely malicious. People are fucking dirtbags, and they should be removed from their position and fired and should be held accountable. Abso-fucking-lutely. So, and a lot of the times it's more that than the other.
Yeah, it's true.
People are predators, man.
Yeah, it's true. 100%.
There's a lot of fucking horrible people out there. So, but I'm
Riot
on the side of
hiring a third party that's as impartial as I guess you're supposed to hope that this could possibly be, even though Riot's the one choosing them. Normally, you would like to see both in the court, both sides, the accuser and Riot come together and choose together, agree upon the third party, and not just have one party choose the
I mean, it
entity.
might be super easy. I mean, she might have fucking emails or texts or messages and DMs.
Yeah, this could be like
it could be like, hey, look at this fucking dirtbag. This is what he said to me, because if what we're seeing here, like, the size of my underwear package or whatever the hell, and when my wife's around, can you bro, if that's true, you're fucked.
That's some like the part that made me think, like, other than going through all the legal hoops, when you start bringing in like the whole when the wife's not around, now you're on the verge of like you're a homewrecker territory. So you better be either somebody that is easy to sleep at night, or you better be bringing the truth in spades So, yeah, we'll wait and see how that pans out. I have a sneaky suspicion this one's going to be settled outside of court, Mr. Black, but we're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what happens. Either way, if we get any tangible updates, we'll talk about it briefly. I have this here. This is a bit of a self-indulgent moment here, Mr. Black. The best overall racing game available right now, Forza Horizon 4, is coming to Steam March 9th. Which is actually pretty huge, because that's a Microsoft exclusive game that's been on the Microsoft Store and, of course, Xbox up to this point. And shifting it, and, of course, also, Game Pass Ultimate would be included in that. So it showing up on Steam is kind of a big deal. I guess perhaps... I'm beginning to wonder now if originally Playground Games had an agreement that said after X amount of time they could put it on Steam, and this was something that was a known quantity a long time ago, or if this is just Microsoft saying, hey, game's already been on our platforms for a long time, we want to go and make more Forza stuff, let's get some more funding by putting this shit on Steam, selling some more copies, so that we can dump that funding into the next, Forza Horizon, which seems like that's probably a likely scenario. If you haven't already played this game, and I wouldn't blame you because the Microsoft Store is a steaming pile of doo-doo. For God's sake, it's terrible. If you don't have to interact with that store, don't do it. If it turns out to be a good port, which I can't imagine why it wouldn't be, definitely a good game to check out. Boatloads of fucking content, like insane amounts of content, and very good. Even if you're not great at driving, they've got your hand holding all the way up through, and you'll likely have a real good time. So there you go. That's coming up on March 9th. The other thing I had here. If this means, since it's on Steam, if this means that people will find a way to mod this game some way, that could also be pretty huge news. If people figure out a way to mod, like pretty much anything on Steam is modded at this point. So if people figure out ways of modding it, that's of course also huge. Last up, the most important gaming news of the week, Mr. Black. Are you ready for this? I want your hot take on this news. You ready? I want your tea, as the ladies say these days. Is that still a thing? Do they still say the fucking tea? Is that still a fucking thing? I don't know. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old.
Pokemon is putting on a virtual concert for Pokemon Day starring Post Malone. That's it. That's the tweet.
Oh, that's the news. Great. I'll be sure not to watch.
Why Post Malone?
Why not Post Malone?
Fuck it, I guess that's right. I mean, they got what's his name, Travis Scott and shit in Fortnite and fucking. Who else did Fortnite?
I don't know, man.
At this
Bunch
point,
of people.
Oh my god, they got a concert a month in Fortnite these days. Fucking Post Malone. Has Post Malone put out a new song recently?
I have not, bro. I don't know what's going on in music. I have no idea.
I mean, I hear a lot more like radio shit because I drive M to and from work now. So for a long time I wasn't hearing anything because I was stuck in the house. But nothing on the radio that exciting, and certainly nothing on the radio Post Malone. So I don't know what the fuck that's about. But there you go. If you're interested in that, hot dumpster fire, whatever the fuck that's going to be. And I might have to watch it just for the fact that it's going to be a dumpster fire. That's going to be on the February 27th. So mark your calendar for February 27th. Post Malone doing the poke rap. If Post Malone does the fucking poke rap, it's going to be worth the price of admission right off the bat. If he memes that fucking thing into the ground, I'm there for it. That's all I got for gaming news, Mr. Black. That's really all there was.
Okay.
Which means it's time for a little sellout. What do we got for the ladies and gents?
We got patreon.com/legtv. Head on over there. Throw some money at the screen if you're enjoying it. Go on iTunes, Spotify. Leave your 5-star reviews or whatever things they got going on over there. Comment. Subscribe to the YouTube for the algorithmic purposes. Do all the things. Did I get that right? There we go.
Nailed it.
We got. Let's start off with a little bit of Elgato. If you guys don't already got a Stream Deck, well, you gotta get one. Link is in the description below, or you can just go on Amazon and check out Elgato. The Stream Decks, the key lights, the green screens, the capture cards, the Wave 3 microphone products. I've been noticing more people tagging me in their Elgato products when they get shipped, so kudos to you. I've been retweeting everyone. Thank you for supporting them. Go check them out. Go and get yourself a 60-frame HDR 4K capture card at an affordable price over at Elgato. Also, NordVPN. If you guys don't already have a VPN service,
You all got to get one.
You all got to get one. How many episodes are you going to wait and listen to me lecture on about how awesome NordVPN really is? You can mask your IP so you can watch region block content. You can watch different regions of Netflix at the click of a button. It's super easy to set up. My dad uses NordVPN. It's that easy. And he is pretty computer challenged. He is not good at all in any of that. It's as simple as downloading the software or the app on your phone, clicking one button to the region that you want to mask your IP to, and it's done. You can stream videos. That's how good the service is. You can stream video games. That's how good the service is. You can stream video games and stream Netflix at the same time. The servers are that good. It's like a streamception. And with 6 simultaneous devices, you only need one account per household, unless you've got like a small Filipino family. Then you might need 2. But right now, all you're probably likely going to need is 6 different devices at the same time. NordVPN, promo code OTT, nordvpn.com/OTT. Click in the description below and go get one. That's it.
Mr. Black, it's now time for
movies and TV.
I actually have a fair list here this week. It's been a fucking hot minute since we had any news in this segment, and I got a few bullet points here, so let's hop into some of that. Christopher Plummer unfortunately passed away this week, Mr. Black, at the age of 91 years old. Thankfully, as far as I know, it wasn't the Rona that got him, and he passed away peacefully at home with his family. So, can't ask for a better way to get the fuck off of this burning cesspool than that. That's about the best you can hope for. Christopher Plummer, of course, one of the greatest actors of his generation and ours, because he's been around that fucking long. Most people probably would have only recognized him, perhaps. I mean, what was his most recent thing?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything with him in it.
I mean, he was briefly in one of the Star Wars films.
Yes.
He got killed in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, I do believe that was him.
He showed up, killed the 5 minutes he was on screen, and then unfortunately,
I'm pretty sure he was in Star Wars.
That was him, right? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Am I being that guy right now?
He might be being that guy.
Am I conflating Christopher Plummer with somebody else?
I think you might be, actually. I don't know. He's in it, dude. This guy's been in 5,000 bajillion movies.
He's been in a few. I was just trying to think of recent shit for people that might not know his older works, but yes. So there you go. Christopher Plummer. Rest in I am getting him confused. See, Chris knows what's up. I am getting him confused with Max von Sydow. That's who I was getting confused with. My apologies. Knives Out. Thank you. That's the one I'm trying to fucking conjure up.
That's what he was in last.
Still technically didn't make it out of that one.
That was a good movie. That was a good movie.
It was the one that made me realize that,
Ryan Johnson
Johnson doesn't suck. I just want him to not make Star Wars movies.
Good. I don't think anybody else wants to make Star Wars movies. Stay away from our Star Wars.
New Rocky movie written by, produced by, and starring Sylvester Stallone has been tipped off as being in active development. We already knew about this being like rumored before, but now it's being tipped off that's actually boots hitting the ground on that bad boy.
You know who's directing it?
I don't suppose it's also Sylvester Stallone.
No. Michael B. Jordan.
Whoa, they're flipping the script.
He is going to be directing it and starring in it.
Oh, is this going to be a cautionary tale of steroids at an old age, Jeff? Or is this going to...
I have no idea. I don't even know how Sylvester Stallone is still walking. The guy
steroids.
looks like he's...
It's actually just all steroids.
Yeah.
Steroids are both the thing that are killing him right now and sustaining him simultaneously. It's a delicate balance, Jeff.
All right. It's a delicate cycle.
It is. It's a delicate, very deep cycle, but it's delicate.
It's a forever cycle, actually.
The moment he comes off of that, he's just dead. He's got to keep it going now. He can't. His body would not withstand the estrogen that would come on the comeback of getting off the test.
All he's drinking fucking bull semen and HGH. That's what he drinks, and protein shakes, just mixed all into one.
He's...
Yeah. You have to drink.
So there you go. I mean, fuck it. I want to see it now. I want to see what he's got. Put him in the ring. Old men fighting in the boxing ring. Make it happen. That's pretty dope, though, that Michael B is doing the directing, though. That's bound to be good. As much as you can meme Sly Stallone, he's pretty good at writing. He does a pretty damn good job with his movies. There was really only like one. What was it? The one that came before. It was the sequel to like when he came back.
Expendables?
No. Within the Rocky universe.
Oh.
He came back with Balboa, and that was like a good one. But the one that came before that was like a no-fly zone. Either way, there you go. More Rocky coming. Because millennials apparently can't get enough of having their childhoods memed into the ground, Jeff. All for the sake of nostalgia. Live-action Powerpuff Girls is in the works. Do you remember that cartoon from back in the day?
I do.
Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles? I think was the last one. With the premise, it's not just a live action of the Powerpuff Girls. That'd be too easy. No, we gotta spice it up. No pun intended. And make it edgier. And so the premise of this show is that the girls are now adults that resent their crime-fighting childhood. So Buttercup, who, if I'm not mistaken, was like the green-dressed one that was like the edgelord grumpy one all the time. Now apparently all of them are just going to be edgelords and grumpy. So instead of it just being one character, they're all going to be sour about it.
Sounds bad.
It does sound bad, but it's the CW, so you get what you pay for.
That's it.
Disney, not happy with their unmatched size, as if they were just entering the porno market, is reportedly now looking to buy out MGM. They simply don't have a big enough company, Jeff. They need more. They're not a monopoly yet. They need to like approach as close to, and then as soon as they get close, and then the commission comes in and goes, I don't know about that. They go, wait. Remember that time that Google made like Alphabet as the umbrella company? We're gonna do that. And then the commission's gonna go, great! That's all we needed to hear. Buy up whatever the fuck you want. And before you know it, Disney owns the entire entertainment industry, one step at a time. And this first step is MGM, which on the last estimate was somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 billion, despite the fact the only thing that they really have right now, more or less,
007?
Is 007.
It's a big franchise, though.
Definitely a $5 billion on 007. I think you could easily ask for $5 billion for 007. So, there you have it. Do you think that that's going to go through? Do you think they'd allow that MGM to be?
Oh, they would allow it. Yeah, they would allow it. I just don't know if they'll end up buying it or not. But we'll see. MGM is for sale.
It's true. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got its title announcement. Big surprise on the title of the movie. They kind of made fun of that themselves in their Twitter post. They said, big shocker on this one, but the title is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And they had the Emerald Zone or whatever theme song, like a little remix of that in the background. Sounded dope. And yeah, I'm all thumbs up. You know what? That movie turned out to be a lot better than it had any fucking right to be. Like,
I never finished it.
Dude, it should have been unwatchable from beginning to end, and I actually low-key enjoyed myself watching. I watched it at theaters. I low-key, even M liked it. M wasn't even like a Sonic person. She was in it. She's like, fuck it, yeah, okay. And so I'm there for it. And then we get Tails in the next one. Who do you think's gonna end up voicing Tails? Do we even know that yet?
I have no idea.
Man, who would do a Tails voice or a Knuckles voice? Oh no, you know, it was a rumor about Knuckles that I heard for a voice actor, and I can't remember who it was. Who was it good? I thought it was like Batista or some shit. Anyway, fuck it.
Batista's Knuckles?
It was some wild fucking... It was a name that, like, I tried to envision as being Knuckles, and I just couldn't put two and two together on that one. No, definitely not Kevin Hart. Please, God, not Kevin Hart. Jesus. God, no.
I like Kevin Hart, but no Knuckles, please.
No, please don't. No. Pedro Pascal is to be Joel, and Bella Ramsey to be Ellie in the Last of Us HBO series. How do you feel about those picks, Mr. Black?
I mean, it wouldn't be my first picks. Pedro Pascal is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And it will be nice to see him in a series where he can really like flex his acting chops and that he'll actually have a lot of screen time. He was the best part of Wonder Woman. You know, he's as good as I guess you can be in Mandalorian, considering you don't really see his face often.
I mean, he did well in Game of Thrones. Fuck, don't forget Game of Thrones.
Of course. I mean, I'm just happy he's turning into a bona fide star.
I'm happy he got away from Game of Thrones and not just known for that, you know?
At the same time, we're going into another HBO series and, you know, it's still in that umbrella, right? So,
yeah, that's fair.
You know, he isn't too far away from it, and he did a great job in it. It's not like Game of Thrones is a bad show by any means. They had a bad season at the worst possible time. But his character was long gone before that. Yeah. So he's great at whatever he does. I personally would have loved to have seen Nikolai, whatever his name is, from Game of Thrones. That played Jaime Lannister as the main character.
We talked about him being our pick, I think, a long time ago when this was first rumored.
Because not only does he look the part, like he could have also played a Witcher, but I'm happy they went with Henry Cavill because I think he does. Henry Cavill.
It's Henry Cavill. Yeah.
Because he, I think he does really well. But I think Jaime Lannister was at face value the obvious choice. I'm sure he was probably considered, especially since how many people campaigned for it, and he looks an awful lot like the main character as well. Even somebody like Hugh Jackman would have been a great pick as well, because we basically got Logan, or got Last of Us through Logan. It was a very Last of Us like movie. Taking
care of the young one, basically.
Yeah, and it just like the aesthetics and the rated R and the feel of it was very Last of Us.
That might be why they might not have gone that route. Maybe they didn't want it to just look like another fucking Logan movie.
Yeah, well,
he's definitely not my first choice. Like, neither of them look like the parts that they're playing. Not that they should have to.
No,
I just like I if you sat me down and said who's going to play Joel, Pedro Pascal was never. I mean, not, and again, like you, I'm not against it. No. He's a phenomenal actor, and he's probably going to crush it. Yeah. But it's just not. He wouldn't have even like.
Yeah, I would have thought Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
I would have thought Hugh Jackman. I would have thought Gerard Butler. I would have thought like. Those are sort of the main ones that I could just from the type of voice, the type of aesthetic, the way the character looked. But I mean the Nikolai and Nikos, I forget it. I always butcher the dude's name.
That's why we always call him Jaime Lannister.
Jaime Lannister. That guy is picture perfect.
Yeah.
Casting for this, but obviously they are seeing something that we're not. And also, Pedro Pascal is probably cheap enough, but not like a Henry Cavill expensive. So he's cheap enough. And now even
but he's got
then,
some clout now too,
yeah,
right?
like even then, like when Henry Cavill got Witcher, he was cheap enough, but not like you got to pull up the Brinks truck. Like obviously they had to do that probably in the season 2 or season 3, but to get him in. And Pedro Pascal is at that point in his career where he's a star, he's a household name, but he isn't like grabbing a Chris Pratt or Chris Evans or a Robert Downey Jr. or somebody.
He's a 10 to 15, not a 50.
Exactly.
He's a 10 mil to 15 mil. He's not a 50 mil.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he even gets paid that much.
Well, I mean, for like a movie, but like for HBO, it'd probably be like maybe 5, 7.
Yeah, I mean, he might end up getting paid like $500,000 an episode or something, right?
Yeah,
starting out for season 1. But yeah, I mean.
And hey, let's talk about the Ellie pick. I mean, that would have also. I mean, back in the day, I think everyone realized that Ellen Page, who is now, I apologize, I forget, I did not mean to dead name him, but Elliot was the name that he chose, right? I'm not crazy, but they, I think that was the original thing that when they saw the game, when you saw the game, it was like,
yeah.
That was the first thing, but that obviously don't go that route. This was not, again, also not the person that in a million years, if you sat me down and said, who do you think is going to take on that role, that I would have ever picked. But at the same time, fuck it. She did a killer job in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. It's the HBO umbrella, right? So they're trying to keep it in-house. They know these actors and actresses. And I mean, I thought she was great in her role in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey's her name, yeah.
Yeah, and she was like a fan favorite, So they've got a couple of fan favorites from Game of Thrones in there. She's got some acting chops. And she's got that sass too. We've seen a lot of that in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
So, it's not a bad pick. I'm not complaining. And we'll see what they do with it. It's not the Last of Us that I envisioned, but at the same time, I don't want to regurgitate The Last of Us. I got the video games for that.
It might actually be a benefit that they don't look like the video game counterparts, because you're going to have preconceived notions of how everything should play out if it's looking exactly like the game, right? Mm-hmm, so if they divert from that just a bit and they don't look the part necessarily right off the bat, maybe it will let you get a little bit more involved in it because you don't want all the same shit. Either way, we both know they can act. They both already know each other. They probably would have seen each other on set a few times. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't have, because he was not there anymore when she showed up. But either way, yeah, great picks on paper. Anyway, great picks on paper. I'm sure they'll still not on paper turn out great. Borderlands adding more names to their list of folks for their movie coming up. Have apparently selected Jack Black to play Claptrap. Why not?
Sure.
I was kind of hoping that they would pull the original voice actor for it, because the original voice actor fell out of, that voice actor and Gearbox. Like Randy Pitchford, they hate each other at this point because they totally fucked that original voice actor. So I was like, on one hand, I was hoping that the movie studio came in and said, you know what, we want the original voice, because it's going to be animated anyway. But then I remembered that they need names to push this movie, and so Jack Black it is. There you go. You know what, Jack Black, I'll fucks around with a Jack Black Claptrap, which is already a fucking tongue twister to say. But yeah, sure, why not? I'm still a little weirded out by the Kevin Hart choice for the other character, because that shit's like in different, but again, names. It's a video game movie. They need as many names as possible.
And you know what? Like, something like Borderlands is, they could, having a character like Kevin Hart in it kind of makes sense. Like just the world, it doesn't feel that far-fetched. So. But yeah, they need star power, man. That's what they need, and so they're putting it in there.
saying Bubba, I almost said Borderlands again. More Disney stuff. So Disney, this is also Star Wars related as well, of course. Disney, Lucasfilm, and UTA have dropped Gina Carano, who played, or Carano, I don't know what pronunciation that is, who played Cara Dune in The Mandalorian after some particularly wild social media posts, including one that likened current political differences to the treatment of the Jews in Nazi Germany. I have here in my notes, obviously she didn't like money very much. Because, my God, she had Disney Star Wars money. Her character was set up for possible further use, and just whatever she had for, like, getting payments as that show continues to get played or streamed over time. She obviously didn't like money very much. So I've got the article here that's listed a couple of the tweets here. So the one that really seemed to be the one that got her was that last one that I referenced about the Nazi Germany. So she posted this on Instagram before taking it down, of course, because her publicist or whoever said, hey, maybe don't, and this is a quote, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors. Oh, sorry, am I reading hold on. Am I reading the wrong one? Hold on, I have to find out if I'm reading the wrong thing.
No,
here.
you're reading it.
Is it the right one? Yes, this is the right one. Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children, Carano wrote on Instagram. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Was the post. So yes, the likening of differing political opinions to the treatment of Jews in Nazi Germany, which, to say is a stretch, is an understatement of making that comparison. That's a bad idea. You should probably not do that. It's bad. But that wasn't the only thing she had. She had a couple of other posts as well, like the Jeff Epstein didn't kill himself, as well as talking about.
I mean, did he though?
Well, no, but I don't. I have no comment on that. But it's just like she hit on about as many like hot buttons as possible, as well as there was another one on wearing masks, being like she was like she had anti-mask posts as well, and then also one about poking fun at the gender identity Twitter bios by putting beep, bop, and boop in her bio. So she had a few things.
I mean, context on that. She was getting from what I was reading is she was getting pissed off with people that were basically trying to force her to put in.
Oh, they kept asking why she didn't have it
in there, and she didn't want to, and she was like, "Stop pressuring me to do this. I don't want to do this."
Yeah.
And then she said, "Fine, I'll do it." And she said, and she put bebop boop as in like a fuck you to them, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's the only one I personally have any issues with would be the comparison to Nazi Germany thing. That's a little bit of a fucking stretch, to say the least. So that, in conjunction with the other ones, were enough that it trended all over the place, of course, to fire her, and eventually the Nazi thing got to wind Disney and Lucasfilm, and they went, oh God, we can't.
Well, okay. All right.
Do you know more than I do?
Yes. So
then hit me up. Because on the surface, I just see that she posted this wild post.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the problem, right? Because people see a lot of surface shit, and then they don't really look into it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what context the post is.
This is essentially what it is.
Okay.
She is known for going out and speaking her mind on how she feels about touchy subjects.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with that.
And she doesn't really think too much. Like, her problem is, like, obviously this Nazi thing is just stupid to put, period.
Yes.
But this isn't like she knew something that we didn't, and this was called to fire her months and months ago, like a while back, because this isn't the first time that, you know, she's gone out publicly and said things that people are like, whoa, what are you doing? It's kind of like what's her face, the young chick from Black Panther that's going to play like the new Black Panther, the Shuri.
Yeah, I know you mean, yeah.
She starts saying, you know, things as well about the vaccines, and you know, and then, you know, people are like, you can't say that type thing, right? She would be something similar, but she knows better. She's older. She's, you know, and the rumor had it is Disney was going to fire her anyway, and I think that she already knew that she was done.
Okay,
and she didn't give a fuck. So like and season 3 of Mandalorian may never even happen. Like, this show might be done.
I didn't think when I saw the end of it that the season 3 of Mandalorian was going to happen. I thought they were going to do a spin-off.
That's what's going to happen.
That's it.
I believe that there'll be spin-off shows.
Yeah.
I think Bill Burr will get a spin-off. I think there might be a Boba Fett show that'll come out. There's going to be spin-offs. I think The Mandalorian, as we know it, is done. Pedro Pascal is now going over to HBO to do his series with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
When and where is he going to be able to do Star Wars? Also, it's rare. It happens, but it's very rare that you have HBO. You have a star starring in a Disney franchise and an HBO franchise. They're against each other. You know, you've literally have the biggest Disney Plus driving show, and he's the star of it. And then you're going to have The Last of Us, which is going to be likely a rated R, gritty HBO show that they're going to drive subscriptions. You're just from a business standpoint, you don't want to have your star in both. Not only because you're going to have a huge show on both hands, and you're going to have people go, whoa, I thought that Pedro Pascal is this character, not this character. And it creates confusion. Now, there are exceptions. I mean, Chris Pratt has been in a couple of he's in like what Jurassic World, and he's in he plays, you know, what's his face in the Marvel movies? Star-Lord. There are exceptions, but we're talking TV shows here, long-running shows with multiple seasons. Not like he's going to go and film a movie for 3 months. You know, he's going to be working on this show and likely multiple seasons. My guess is she knew she was getting canned, and there was rumors that she was potentially going to have her own spinoff show for Disney Plus. And as she started taking heat months ago, she probably realized, I'm not getting that show. They were already calling for her to be fired months ago over a lesser offense, in terms of, like, you know, saying some outlandish stuff. And then I think once she officially heard that Pedro Pascal is now on board with HBO, and I think she's realized now that the show's done. She ain't getting it. She is not going back. And now she's just going to say whatever the fuck she wants, because it is what it is. And of course, Disney is Disney. If you have enough people complaining and they want to remain this, like, oh, we're diverse and we're for everybody, but yet, you know, they did all this stuff to Finn, and you know, Disney is playing what Disney does. And I think she knew it. She said, fuck this. And this whole, like, she took it down. She knew what she was doing. She's not stupid. She put it out there. And of course, her representation probably called her, and Disney called her, take it down now, or there's going to be some fucking problems. It's taken down. But once you put it on the internet, I mean, people are going to screenshot that, and it's out there. So I honestly think she knew it, and she said, fuck this. But yeah, her comments are stupid. Listen, everybody can have their own political opinions, But you got to be careful in 2021, 2022, or 2020, because now people's political opinions are like mixed in. Like, people take things very personal. Like, there isn't like this, you can have an opinion and you're usually offending somebody. Like, if I mean, you could say, I hate Trump. You're going to offend 50% of people, or a good portion of people. Like, fuck you, because people can't distinguish an opinion and taking it personal. And she's in an industry where you got to watch what you say, and more so when you're part of Disney. I mean, Disney is like, you got to know what you're signing up for. If you don't want to be canceled, like she's getting canceled right now, whether you think it is warranted or not, from a business standpoint, it's warranted, because Disney is going to do what Disney does. It doesn't matter if it's her, or if it's Pedro Pascal, or if it's Robert Downey Jr. If you're going to continuously come out and do this, they're going to turn a blind eye once or twice, make a public apology, and move on with your life and dust it under the shelf, kind of like what they did with what's his face that directed Guardians of the Galaxy, about his old tweets and stuff. They did the same thing. Everybody was like, cancel this motherfucker, cancel. And then they're eventually like, fuck, he's our biggest director. The motherfucker's making us billions of dollars at the box office. We got him on payroll here. We need him, but at the same time, the public is telling they want James Gunn fired. So we got to fire him. We have to do it. And so they did it. And then what did they do? They rehired his ass. So, like, you know, she knew what she was doing. If you're going to work for Disney, you got to play by the Disney rules. It's like you go and get a job somewhere. And if you know your boss is a stuck up, by the book, super corporate, you can't even say, you can't say anything remotely controversial, and you have a really, really hard time keeping your opinions to yourself, you better not apply for that job. And if you apply for the job, well, you know what you're getting yourself into. If you go out and you're going to poke the bear is going to fucking swipe you. And that's what Disney did. Whether you believe she should have been canceled here or not, that's a whole nother fucking ball game. But the reality is, Disney's going to protect the brand. It's just that simple. And she is going against it. Bye-bye. You have a right to your opinion, freedom of speech, but that also comes at a price. You know? So play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Unless you already know, I ain't going back. I'm never going to work with Disney again. They treat me like fucking shit behind the scenes. They paid me dog shit. I'm not getting my show anymore. I know they're firing me anyway. They haven't presented me with a contract. Fuck them. I'm going to go and be me. And then she might get roles and guest appearances and whatnot because she's outspoken. And now she can play the whole like, hey, I'm just speaking my mind. And we're in a world now too where, you know, both sides, you have people defending her. You have tons of people defending her. And then you've got other people like, oh, shame on you. Oh, bah. But you've got tons of people that are like, I'm done with Disney. Fuck this. I love the character. I love her. You know, even though I don't agree with her politically, or I do agree with her politically, she has a right to an opinion. And that doesn't change what she does as a TV star. And she, if anything, I'm going to be honest, I think she benefits more from doing this than her just getting fired and being fucked off. I think she gets more press, obviously. I think, you know, she's going to have different opportunities come her way. It might not be the same type of opportunities. It might not be as family friendly and whatnot, but she's playing the game, I think. It's either that or she truly is fucking stupid and she just doesn't get it. But I have a hard time believing that. I just do. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, of all the stuff that's listed here, like the Jeffrey Epstein or whatever Epstein thing, and like the mask shit. I mean, at this point, you know, nobody gets canceled over the having an opinion about the mask thing. You're just a fucking idiot at this point. If you're anti-mask, I'm just gonna tell you you're a fucking idiot. And that's fine. You move on. You just that's whatever. The only one of this whole list that I can see here is the most recent, the one about comparing, because she is right leaning politically, and so she's she gets caught up in obviously people being upset with her being right-leaning, given especially in the climate in the U.S. right now. And she obviously feels, having written this, that there's a certain level of the word being persecution comes along with having certain political views. And by certain, in her case, it's her political views. She's not writing this on the behalf of other people. I think we can all figure that out. This is not a social media post that you write on behalf of other people. This is she feels persecuted for her political views, and she is likening that persecution to the very specific struggle of Nazi Germany, going insofar as to not just compare that situation to the Jewish situation, but also to how it wasn't necessarily just the Nazis that did it for like outright, but they had to, it was your neighbors that did it, and there's truth in that. That's what happened. It was the general population was also, wool over the eyes kind of deal. There was a lot of brainwashing going on. Everyone just kind of went along with not everyone, but a lot of people went along with the shit. You don't just convince people that you can commit mass murder as government and have everyone applaud you for it overnight. You don't do that shit. And so she's likening those two things. That's I'm sorry, I know. But we gotta speed it the fuck up. What time do we have?
I should have been gone 10 minutes ago, to be honest with you.
Well, normally 6:30s are cutoff points, so you got to be more specific next time in your.
Well,
in your timelines.
we had some technical difficulties at the beginning, so I just don't want to spend 30 minutes talking about this fucking chick.
Okay.
She's gone. Fuck her.
Okay.
I just.
All right. Next segment, Mr. Black.
Tech support.
Patreon.com/LagTV. Every single week, we answer as many of these questions as you possibly get. $10 or more, you get some perks. One of those is ask us questions, and we answer, like I said, as many as we possibly can in the time that we have, which right now is not very many, so you might have to send in some more of these questions next week for us to answer them. Dan Jim asks, what is your favorite animated movie/TV show?
Dragon Ball Z.
I don't even know off the top of my head if I could say for sure. Dragon Ball Z would definitely be up there, for sure. But I've got other anime choices as well, more recent ones. What's one golf course? Will ask what's one golf course you would want to play around on? For me, that's Pebble Beach, and or TPC at Sawgrass.
Augusta.
There you go. And we'll end it on this one so we can get out of here. Carpenter K asks, in the future you find out your teenage kids are out doing the same sort of dumb stuff you used to do as a teenager. Are you proud or disappointed?
I wouldn't. I'm neither. I'm as long as I know what my kid is doing. And they're vocal about it, and they're sharing that with me, and I can give some guidance. I'm proud that they're willing to do that, not necessarily, whatever it is that they're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that they keep lines of communication open.
Exactly, because I know what it's like when you don't have that communication.
Yeah.
Right. And usually it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get up to that much shady shit as a kid because I was very boring. So at this point, it's the same thing. And I didn't do it because for me, it was the fear of God instilled in me. If I did anything, my dad was going to take me out of this world. that was all I needed to know. Because if I fuck up, I'm dead. So, and I enjoyed life a little too much, so I just didn't do very often do anything too crazy. That was it for me. I mean, it's the same thing. You just, as long as your kids keep coming to you and talking to you so that if you need to, you can give them the advice to steer clear of the shit that they shouldn't be doing. Everyone's going to fuck up. Everyone's going to do some, varying degrees of dumb shit, right? It's not always going to be oh, my teenager got into meth. Like, it's not going to be some crazy shit. It can be some, like, relatively minor stuff, but still stuff that needs to be corrected, as long as you can keep the lines of communication open so they feel comfortable coming to you when they fucked up and not feeling like they have to hide it from you.
Exactly.
That's the balancing act, right? That's the balancing act. But that's all we got for you this week, guys.
Let's do one more.
We got one more? All right, okay.
I feel bad if I don't, answer a few questions. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go back out to this the triplex because people are moving in Monday and we're finishing up the stuff. And my dad's been there. My dad's been a fucking trooper. He's been there since after his work at 3:00, and I told him that I'd leave my house at 6. So, yeah, we had some technical audio difficulties. We can thank Windows auto updates for wasting about 15 minutes of the start of the stream. So I didn't mean to cut Adam off or be rude or anything. It's just we didn't even get to this segment yet, and I want to be able to do it. So.
Well, this is quick and dirty. Xenon Slayer asks, what game would you like to learn to speedrun if you were going to do that?
Oh, Mario 64. That's not even a.
That's an easy one.
It's the full thing because
that's not an easy game to speedrun, by the way.
No. So challenging.
Yeah.
Popular.
Yeah.
And just fun. Like it's a fun game. So you got those three things, and it's got like replayability, which obviously is the thing you need if you're doing a speed run.
Yeah.
You want to play a game that like is just pleasing and a pleasure to play. Now, are you going to have that same feeling about the game after running it
20,000 times?
Probably not. But I think that is like the perfect speed run game for me. That without a question, that would be the one I'd do.
It's always been Mirror's Edge for me because I thought that was one of the most perfect games.
That's like, a good one.
It's like built for fucking speed running, right? And the thing about it is that there's a glitch version that's just batshit, where you're doing like scissor kicks across the fucking level in the air. It doesn't make any. You're breaking physics and shit. Fuck all that shit. I just want a pure, by the books as much as possible speed run of Mirror's Edge, because it just looks dope too. Like when somebody's nailing it, it's like watching an actual free runner doing some crazy shit. So
it looks awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for you this week. We will see you guys next week. If you had a couple questions in there or a question in there that you thought was worth asking again, just pop it in for next week, and we'll try and get to those next time when we get a few more minutes. Until then,
yeah, we'll do extra next week, guys. Yeah, promise.
We'll make up for it. But until next week, stay safe out there, guys, and wear a mask, maybe even 3. Peace.
Peace.